Hello everyone. This is another in the vintage box top kits that I have. This is a Grenham F4F-4 Wildcat in 1/32 scale. This is also a heavy duty box issued in 67 to 69 range somewhere. This is also from the hobby shop that would prove to you that they were all complete and then put another wrapper around it. Nice box top. Have to give this one a 9 also. Paint job, fantastic. Looks like it's the pilot is Thatch, Navy pilot, quite famous during World War II. Under the cockpit rail there. He's got 3 kill markings already. The guy with him's got 1. Taking on a Japanese aircraft. It's probably somewhere around Midway or earlier. But just fantastic. I love this artwork. I love the color scheme that was painted on these aircraft at that time. The star with the meatball in it, and the red and white striped tails, the light blue and gray camouflage. Just always love that. Paint mine up that way. Just fantastic. I remember this one, I used some of my dad's oil paints. And I wasn't sure at the time if oil paints would work. And he said they would probably work better than the Pactor paints and the other paints that I was using at the time. He said they were much better. But the one thing I'd have to do is put the paint on in coats and then let it have to dry for 5 to 7 days to be totally dry before the next coat. So I did that, and I'll tell you what, oil paint was a real surprise to me because most of the brush marks disappeared. It would lay down, and after time they would go flat. And for me, it was amazing. It almost looked like the people who had some of the first airbrushes. And airbrushing was something to me that was phenomenal. Some people in my dad's business that he would in, they would make illustrations of machinery and stuff, and then use airbrushes on the art on the paint on the pictures for the illustration book, and they were just absolutely stunning when these guys got done with them. They were real artists in black and white, airbrushing shades of gray and stuff like that. They would even do for brochures and stuff color renderings of the equipment. But man, oil paint was a big surprise to me at this time. And basically just about model painted him out of his oil paints that he would use for portrait painting and stuff. But he never did say nothing, so it was a great time. But anyway, in being 1/32 scale, I couldn't get over that I had, being 8, 9, how big these models were. They had like, well, this one says here it's 10 3/4 inches long and a 14-inch wingspan. Wow. And in those days, and then all the detail on them, the surfaces and stuff, fantastic. I could motorize this kit. I had some motors, and I ran the electrics all the way to the back, or the wires, and then fed them out on one side of the landing gear, so I could hide it behind there, and then down through a piece of wood to a battery. And very happy with it. I turned it on, sat there and marveled at it till the battery ran out. But this one also came with a record offer, and like I said, Revell did that a lot. They were 33 1/3. They were probably somewhere around a 10-inch record. Some of them were 7s, some of them were larger. some of the space stuff always came with a record offer. This one here on the side gives you the flying from the Yorktown, the Enterprise in the Pacific. Has a pilot figure, detailed engine, cockpit. It's fantastic. This one had the wing fold mechanism, which was something else for a young kid like me. This here has the Wildcat Builder Bonus, the record. This was a 7-inch. And then on the side, it listed some more of the P-51s. And when I got this one, I made sure I got the P-51, the P-47, the Stuka, the ME-109, or the BF-109, all of them in 32nd scale. They were a whole $1 more than the 72nd scale kits. But the P-47 was the one that just used to blow me away. I must have built a dozen of those along with the F4U Corsair. And I did do the Stuka and just about everyone you could think of in the 32nd scale series. And couldn't get enough of them. Box is in really good shape, nice sturdy. Says here 69. Let's see if I can get this thing centered for you. That looks good. But just could not get over when I was able to get these. I had a single engine fighter that was as big as a 72nd scale twin engine or 4-engine bomber, and just something else. And like I said, the ability to able to motorize them, working options on them. A lot of times I didn't have the folding wings and stuff. I'd get some plastic, thin sheets of plastic, and reinforce the inside of one half of the wing so I could slide the other half over it and make it a really straight and true joint. And then this is the first times I was using modeling putty to fill seams and gaps and do some sanding, and had to learn not to take the surface detail off and all that kind of stuff. And really thought that was a big challenge. I modeled most of them with the landing gear down, but other ones I would do the landing gear up and hang them from the ceiling. Really enjoyed them. And still to this day, I would rather build, and I know this sounds not right, but I'd rather build one of these and put a lot of time into painting and weathering than to build one of the new ones with all kinds of photo etch and do all that detailing and stuff. Just because I grew up with these, I liked them. And you could do a lot with these kits in 32nd scale. Pretty accurate. Once again, you had all the surface detail, but I sort of liked that. Panel lines to me seem to lose out, engraved panel lines. So I sort of like the old bumpy rivets and the molded out panel lines, raised panel lines. And I'm working now on a B-17 in 32nd scale from, who makes those in 32nd scale? HK Models. And that thing has every engraved panel line and what looks to be about 1 million rivets. I know it's not 1 million, but so much detail on them. And I really do like it, don't get me wrong. But it just doesn't have the old feeling of these kits do in my early modeling days. Hopefully I'll be able to clear off some more space from the table here and show you the 32nd scale B-17 that I'm doing in the B-24J Liberator. As I work on those, I've got the B-17 just about to a stage where I can put all the cockpit glass and all the fuselage glass in it and start sealing it up. I did detail the interior somewhat. because it's so large, and you could lift the top of the fuselage off to show it, and you can see so much of it through the greenhouse glass and other areas. So I took the kit supplied detailed pieces and put all of them in there, and then I didn't add any extra details, just for the mere fact that when you do close it up, you don't see it all, even in 32nd scale on a big bomber. So like I said, I just wanted to drag this one out and show it to you. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and if you would like to hit the like button, I'd appreciate it, and maybe subscribe, because it does tell YouTube that people are watching and enjoying these. And I thank you so much for watching. You all have a good evening. Be safe. Talk to you later. Thank you. Bye.